Cool, 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 cool. Everything's fine. Don't worry. Look, it's either Kanye West or Tom Brady. Which one do you want?
Oh, Tom Brady all day. If we're talking about father
Absolutely.
figures.
Look, Kanye West. Kanye West is explaining to me at 3 a.m. how my mother is a whore because of the Jews as we're driving down the highway. He is very drunk. Tom Brady is simply trying to watch TV with me and reconnect, but is doing it very unsuccessfully, and it's very bad for both of us.
Yeah, Tom Brady reminds me of the type of guy who's like an alien now. Like he's so far removed from pop culture and everything else because he's having to spend so much time in the egg incubation chamber and like eating all the super healthy foods. But if you were to show Tom Brady like a fried chicken wing, he would look like Bilbo when he saw the ring. Just like go full goblin mode and hiss at you, seething.
He fucking you're talking about like some TV show, and he's like, oh, it's some reference. It's like it's just like the 1989 Bucks defense, and you're like, what?
Yeah, think about that.
Funny thing. All of his references are just football at this point, and like whatever pop culture
existed in the late 90s.
Yeah, and whatever pop culture exists in the late 90s, and whatever he's managed to like scrape from all of the new players that he plays with every year.
Oh God, yeah. Every new crop of players is having to like show him new albums and things, and then he passes on to try and connect to his kids. Hey, so I just found out about this ninja streamer, huh? Greg Brady. I assume those are the names of the Brady children.
Greg Brady, Braylon Brady, Bradley Brady,
Jefferson Davis Brady. That was from A Dark Time.
Oh God. South by South Brady.
Oh shit. Honestly, if there was a festival called South by South Brady and it was just Tom Brady taking on 6th Street in Austin, I would do anything I could to go to that.
None of us are in the bars. We're lined down the middle of 6th Street, all of us screaming at Tom Brady as he stumbles from one bar to the next.
Just encouraging him.
It's a marathon, goddammit. Okay, it may be 4 days, but that's why you take your supplies into South by South Brady.
Tom Brady would be explaining, like, I have spent the past 25 years honing my body to be the perfect quarterback, spending at least 20 hours a day just fully dedicated to this goal. Now that I am no longer playing football, my passion is binge drinking. Okay. With a renewed focus.
Again, just like my dad was. Which...
Tom Brady is an infinitely better father figure than Kanye West. And I think that probably will dig at Kanye West if he ever makes that comparison, you know?
Yeah. Well, and there's nothing like stepdad energy like knowing that Beto
oh my God,
is
hold
still
on,
running.
hold on. Tom Brady, let's rewind a little bit. Tom Brady, imagine if your dad was Kanye and then your stepdad became Tom Brady. That's like the biggest level up. Like you're like, whoa, this is so cool. This is the best case scenario for me.
Tom Brady, please slide into Kim's DMs.
Honestly, power couple. Let's do this. Like I think we're forecasting something. I honestly do. Because him and Giselle are going to be splitting up. Kim is obviously on her own. Yeah.
The Kardashians have already taken one great sports icon.
They've taken several. Have you seen that family's dating history? It's not great.
Tom Brady was spending time inside of the egg, but he was the egg the whole time. Tom Brady coming out as trans, 2025.
Oh, is it? I can't wait. Tom Brady to start dyeing his hair with the pink, white, and blue little streaks in it while doing some Fox NFL broadcasting.
somehow not canceled by like cable news, like fully embraced. As long as he hasn't run anyone over, or drunkenly run anyone over, then I think he's fine.
Yeah, how dare you be trans, Tom Brady? Why can't you just beat your wife instead, huh? Traditional values in sports.
Some man on Twitter who has never thrown a football in his life, complaining that Tom Brady doesn't understand what it means to be a real man.
Psychic Dolphin Garage.
Hey everybody, welcome to another episode from the Psychic Dolphin Garage. I am Zach, he, they.
I'm Kelton, he, him. And a happy National Pumpkin Day, everyone. It's
Hell
pumpkins. Yeah. It's fall, bitches.
I feel like we missed Happy National Acorn Squash Day, Happy National Butternut Squash Day, and the rest of the, squash encores.
Happy National Potato Day from your friends in Ireland.
Happy National Potato Day.
That's actually cultural appropriation from the Americas because, that's where we got potatoes from. But regardless, it's okay.
It's totally fine. Colonialism is not actually warping the way that we actually perceive reality at all.
Talking to the Irish that are dying in the potato famine.
Actually, this was cultural appropriation. I feel like you brought this upon yourselves. So
the British are saying, we agree. That's why we're trying to eradicate them. Trying to get rid of every last cultural appropriator that those dirty micks are doing.
There's bad people on both sides here. Bad people on both sides here, as our father Kanye would say.
He makes a lot of good points. 6 of them in a certain particular order.
They have infiltrated both sides.
I'm not even going to comment on this. Listen, let's talk about how our week has been going because I got some news, Zach.
Okay. Tell me about your news.
I have been cucked by electoralism. I participated in early voting. It's happened. All of those texts from the goddamn Beto campaign finally got to me. They pushed me to go out there and vote, and I actually did it, Zach. I voted. I didn't vote. I didn't vote for Beto, but I voted, and that's the important thing. And that's what Beto wanted. He was saying it's important that we don't vote for Abbott. So that's exactly what I did. I voted Green Party where available, and then Democratic Party. You know why, Zach? You want to know why I did that?
Is it because the Greens are running for every position available that's open to them? Because, like a shotgun, they should blast themselves across the ballot and make themselves more visible.
And they're definitely, a real party that's going to be enacting real change. This wasn't at all me just kind of doing my thing. No, actually, for anyone who might get mad, I voted Dem. Out of my 36 voting options that were available to me, 3 were covered by the Greens. And so I voted Green for those 3 and Dem for everything else. So you shouldn't view it as the Green Party took away 3 of 36. It's the Green Party gave you 33 other options because I wouldn't have voted otherwise.
Jesus Christ.
So
that's very good. I'm very glad that you voted and you've really made a difference. Your vote is definitely changing something.
Do I remember the names of the people I voted for? Absolutely not. But the Green platform is in line with my values, so why not? Why not throw my vote away, being able to say, hey, don't blame me, I voted for this guy instead. It's actually a woman, but,
it is impossible for it to not be cheaper to simply print out on plain paper a list of all of the candidates in each position and then mail it out to everyone instead of spending $8 billion on all those glossy flyers that they stick to my door that I throw away immediately.
Everyone still thinks I'm Republican.
I get emails to one of my old email accounts. My Facebook still thinks I'm Republican because I think I comment on too many dunking on Republican things.
Yeah. Thank you, Minion Death Cult. Your Facebook group just constantly messing with our algorithms.
Just fucking with it. I got the text messages. The people that knock on the doors here don't believe in trains. Don't believe in public infrastructure in any.
They don't believe in train rights.
Train rights. Yikes. Yeah, no, they don't believe in in public infrastructure at all, and so they're just like, yeah, so we really want you to vote for us because our judge is going to make sure that we don't release criminals. I'm like,
Cool.
so you're against catch and release? Gotcha. Writing that down in my big notebook.
Also,
It's right down there. Don't worry about it.
catch and release. Weird way to describe our judicial system. Fish in a barrel? Question mark? Oh no, that's even worse.
Oh God.
Just-
Yeah. No. Yeah, they're putting criminals back on the streets. Like, you did not think about this before you showed up on this doorway. And
Yeah, you don't know who you're talking to at this point, do you?
I'm not going to reveal my power levels.
I would put myself not really for the Democrats or the Republicans. Oh, so somewhere in the middle. You could say that.
I'm in the middle of somewhere. It ain't the middle of nowhere, though, let me tell you.
Socially anarchist, fiscally communist. Just a true middle of the road strategy.
Speaking of someone in the middle of the road that I discovered this week, I've had a wonderful, very online week, and I ran into Army E-Girl.
Oh yeah, the e-girl
The-
on the TikToks. That's
The TikTok girl that makes, and we've seen this before, but this one I think I ran into specifically because everyone is 90% sure that she's either stealing valor or just an actual CIA plant. Much like all of the IDF women that they,
I was gonna say
that they
Gal Gadot,
sexualize.
literally Wonder Woman herself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is just the one that's on TikTok now. This is kind of the CIA taking a break away from that well established old generational system that is the popular culture and all these businesses that are built around it. Sorry, my
Yeah.
Kanye impersonation is breaking down.
No,
a little bit.
I'm fine. I was too busy trying to think about how can we get this person in trouble no matter what? And I think the answer should be asking them whether or not they agree with the fact that BTS has been enlisted and has to serve in the Korean army. Because if they say yes, one group is mad at them, but if they say no, another much more passionate group is mad at them.
That's true. Yeah,
I fear the army, but I really fear the BTS army.
the only army that I'm afraid of being invaded by is the BTS army because K-pop stans are insane because it's their K-pop is their special interest.
Yeah, that's their special interest group. The only special interest group I will bow to. That's my new campaign slogan, by the way. The only special interest group I bow down to is K-pop. I will never say anything bad. And
God,
they'll-
beautiful.
They'll probably think of, I don't know, every alt-right politician seems to also have a K-pop music sound, whatever, dance, like that Brazilian fascist guy that has some K-pop stuff going on. It's not great.
Is K-pop becoming the new? Instead of just doing old songs like TikTok dances, they're actually getting K-pop songs now. That's good. That's very
Is it
with
good?
the times. It's very with the times.
Okay, there we go. Yeah, very emblematic of the day and age in which we live.
Apocalypse in review. Is that?
Another podcast. We're just plugging everyone right now. We're lonely. We don't have a third chair today, so we're just like, hey, you know what would be another cool podcast? This one, huh? You might even call this the worst week ever, huh? Huh? Anything
Worst
going
week
on there?
yet.
Oh,
Worst week
okay.
yet.
Oh, sorry. I'm totally still listening to all the leftist podcasts out there. I'm not at all burnt out. I can't work it in. Beep beep lettuce. Yeah. Cool.
I go home. I smoke my beep beep lettuce.
There we
okay?
go. See, that's cool. It's fantasy
Is beep
football
beep-
season.
That's true. Is beep beep even podcasting? I thought that most
Yeah,
of
they're
them
podcasting.
I thought that most of them had.
Two guys talking about stuff that we don't know about that's readily available at people's fingertips. but we don't care enough to check it out. Welcome to Discourse in 2022.
It's Discourse Week.
It's discoursing. That's what I'm gonna.
What's the discoursing shit we're going to talk about?
Fucking Houston. That's what's going on.
Obviously,
Fucking
stank ass city.
Ken Paxton takes the L. Our attorney general that we mentioned a couple weeks ago, that he cannot, in fact, charge a man for illegally voting. You know, he found one guy. The Election Integrity Commission found one man who was a felon who decided he could vote. He was unaware of the situation that would prevent him from voting. And then, wouldn't you know it, it turns out that Ken Paxton cannot crucify this individual. The woke liberal media, a.k.a. a highly conservative judge, said that he can't do it. So nice to see that this kind of grandstanding is happening. Anyways, that's like what's happening with the AG race right now in Texas. It's awful.
Jarvis Rogers, this poor normal ass dude that is, well, at least he can't fucking sacrifice him. Holy shit.
Yeah. I
literally
mean,
the only person that they caught, because they can't catch themselves, of course.
yeah,
they're the ones doing the investigating.
It's crazy how that could work, you know? So, correct me if I'm wrong here. He was sentenced in 1995. He was released on parole in 2004. And his parole was set to end in June of 2020. And then a person can register to vote only once it successfully completed all of the parole. So his mistake was that he registered to vote before his thing was over, but then he voted after his time was served. How dare he do that? God damn, I hate the system. I hate this so much.
25 years for burglary?
Yeah.
What the fuck?
Yeah,
I thought we had a catch and release system in place now.
God damn it. God damn it.
He voted after it was done.
But he registered, you know. You can't announce your intention.
You can't announce that your intention to vote until you are able to intend to vote.
But
we're banning your, if you thought about voting before your parole is up, you're back in parole for another 15 years.
It's those meth not even once, but it's just as voting not even once in front of every parole officer's door.
I mean, it's basically what they do in Texas. Like, who's even allowed to vote?
I mean, we are, and we know why.
Oh. On the behalf of Mr. Peanut's investment, security, and law firm, we would like to thank our patrons for October. Thank you, Scott, Tim, Jorge, Freighter LVD, Rufus, Not a Mole Rat, Eli, Malwin, Olive, Lotion Wizard, Alex, Lizzie, Broobs, ASM Marxist, Phil, Dylan, Kira, Cody, Comrade Kometka, Nicole, Pizza Poss, Drew, CJ, Jacob, Philip, and the Humidifier. Your contributions are supporting our work all across the globe and the good that we will do throughout all of history. Speaking of L's, the LT governor.
That's the little governor is what it stands for. It's a race held entirely for people under 4 feet tall. The Democratic candidate for little governor is just like the mayor of Lilliput that just kind of waltzes up the way he does. Now, the lieutenant governor's race is happening in Texas, and for anyone who might not be aware, our governor Greg Abbott is a right-wing nutjob, but the guy right underneath him, the guy who would be a heartbeat away, Dan Patrick, it makes Greg Abbott look like Hillary Clinton by comparison. Dan Patrick is just fucking insane. And his opponent...
he's not just a right-wing nutjob. He's a fascist nutjob.
Yes. Like, he comes from, like, the wannabe Rush Limbaugh era of talk radio. Like, he had his talk show, then he used that to become, like, a state rep, and then used that to become a lieutenant governor. And it's not great. Let me tell you that, folks. It's not good. But his opponent is a Democrat. So wow, yay! A Democrat is running. Let's I can't wait to see what sort of progressive values that are happening here. Well, his opponent is this guy named Mike Collier, or Collier, depending on how you want to pronounce it, because I'm not sure it actually will fucking matter, because it's not like he's going to win anyway. Anyway, his campaign and his latest advertisement talks about how he was a Republican up until the late 2000s. And so he's right in the middle. Now is not the time for extremes. He's met a lot of good Republicans, but Dan Patrick isn't one of them.
I'm a classical conservative.
That's his fucking attitude. He's going to stand up to both parties if they're soft on crime or securing the border. Yeah, cool.
Or if they trample on women's abortion rights.
Listen, sorry, I didn't mention that, but we both know that he's not going to do a goddamn thing.
Or if they refuse to allow us to pray in school. Or if they refuse to allow us to draft 18-year-olds to go to the military.
Low key, sorry, no, keep going about all the things that he's doing.
We don't need to do that. We grew up in the fucking Bush era. Our parents parroted that shit back to us our entire childhoods. And
let me tell you
grew out of it.
All right, what do you think? Good old Mikey Mike's opinions on people who follow Islam are, huh? What do you think? Good old Bush era Republican Mike Collier has to say on this. It is just beyond fucked. About what's happening here, because your options are now like a discount version. Rush Limbaugh is running against boring Bush era Republican. Like that's your options for lieutenant governor in this state.
Look, the bar has risen slightly. We've gone from like Reaganite Republicans to Bush era Republicans.
Yes, that's progress. Because if we need someone.
Look. We were really losing that wow, the wow factor for, Reaganism, especially after the pandemic, and we wiped out most of the population that actually remembered what the world was like when Reagan was alive. The nostalgia of Reaganism, was tarnished somewhat, and so we have to look, maybe not as far back for something that maybe you're a little more nostalgic for, like the beginning of the war in Iraq.
Or maybe even like the Gulf War that might have taken place with a different Bush era Republican.
Look, all the Bushes just kind of blend together at some point, and you're not sure which.
Almost like it's one family controlling things. Anyway, not gonna start pushing.
All right, Kanye.
Oh no! I'm saying it's because they have ties to the Germans. Okay, come on now. Just because the Bushes made their fortune hiding Nazi gold on behalf of German families, there's no reason to think that they're the bad guys.
Hiding it up their butts.
The important thing to remember is that the people who followed them up until Obama was elected are probably...
What would it be about the Obama presidency that really...
made Mike realize, like, maybe he was in the wrong crowd?
Yeah, was it like all the...
You do one Obama burning an effigy rally. I mean, that could happen to anyone. You go to your second, though, that's when you become a bigot, right?
That's one's on you. Yeah, the first one, you're like, oh, I didn't realize that we were going to be doing an effigy here.
It's called a Tea Party function. Remember that?
Yeah. No, I definitely wasn't. Definitely didn't try to brainwash me into the Tea Party.
No, it's okay.
The Tea Party was cool. The Tea Party was like the TikTok e-girl of its era. You know,
No, I'm dying. What?
You're a horny 15-year-old boy that just wants
the TikTok party. Huh? Welcome to this version of the podcast now where Zach and I regularly choke on each other's jokes.
Both of our lungs are just Swiss cheese at this point. Like,
thanks, COVID.
Thanks, COVID.
Appreciate it.
We're both gonna die young and early and way long before.
By my own hand, God damn it.
After at least 6 more cycles of us up in the nostalgia for previous terrible, shitty Republicans.
I can't wait when I'm like, remember Trump Republicans? Oh, those were so nice compared to.
They spoke so loud and did so little, and we didn't know how good we had it.
Yeah.
Speaking so loud and doing so little. Starbucks union negotiations have begun. Starbucks has actually sent lawyers to negotiate union contracts with union workers.
And so it's over, right?
Well, it's over it's over for like the first run at it is over. The first day of collective bargaining is over.
Coming to you from the front lines of the Starbucks negotiation.
After 45 minutes, the lawyers in all 5 stores, let's see, they objected to the digital presence of members of Starbucks Workers United National Bargaining Committee who were observing the in-person meeting over Zoom, because Starbucks was really worried about all of its workers being able to attend these meetings and have a voice. And then as soon as they whipped out the Zoom meeting, they're like, well, yeah, no.
Why would we want our employees to be at a publicly held meeting? They're not shareholders. They're not important to the company.
Yeah, no. All of the lawyers stood up and walked out.
That's some bullshit. That's. Man, they know how negotiations work in 2022, right? What they need to do is they need to instead get a whole bunch of creamy mashed potatoes and some glue, and then they glue themselves onto the table and say, "We're here to negotiate, and we're not going anywhere." That's how they enact real change. That's how the strong opening negotiation from Johnson.
I would love to see the lawyers do that, because that would be awesome. Anything to get some lawyers to heave mashed potatoes around.
That's someone's fetish, by the way, right?
That's half the reason why it's so good. Someone's watching that live stream and just getting it off currently.
It's these mashed potatoes seem thicker than normal, more viscous. I can't really put my finger on what's different about them. The taste too, saltier. Too much salt in these mashed potatoes.
Oh God! If you really want to get mad about this, you should go to one.starbucks.com and read their latest on bargaining tab, where they talk about Starbucks and Workers United mutually agreed to meet in person to engage in more than 40 separate sets of contract negotiations, each relating to a different store, starting today and continuing through November 10th. Disappointingly, after the Starbucks partners in bargaining committee arrived at agreed upon locations for in-person meetings in Buffalo, Chicago, Ann Arbor, Louisville, and Long Beach, Workers United began virtually broadcasting the sessions to individuals who were not present. If it was broadcast, that implies that it's filmed and sent out, they were live streaming it.
Yeah,
and not they were there present in a video conference call.
Also, why would you not assume stuff would be recorded? You're a fucking lawyer, my guy.
Yeah. Also, why would you not assume that if you expect people in 2020 to show up to things, that it would be virtual?
We thought they would 50%. All be showing up in person. Then we could all fire them for not.
Then we'd
being
have
on
them
their
all
jobs.
in one spot. Finally. The one lawyer with that one
pumpkin spice suicide squad
table. That's fucking Valkyrie. Starbucks is trying to do the Tom Cruise Valkyrie movie. Yes, well, our lawyers saw them all die with their own eyes, and now that we don't have any workers, the new ones were not originally signed on to the union, so everything's fine now. Don't worry, we're taking over.
Yeah, entirely corporate, We just want to have a better working relationship with these employees. The employees that we're terrified of if they record anything, or if they tell anyone about anything, or we accuse of, kidnapping a manager, and then we have to apologize
really
for that.
Start from a clean slate. Let's start over. Hello, we're Starbucks. We want you to be our partner.
Oh God. Starbucks. It is weird because I'm like, who the fuck is heading this up? But then we saw who was heading this up. He ran for president. Like, it's no surprise to anyone how this is all going about as ass backwards as humanly possible.
Yeah, it's also like Starbucks always was like woke, but not like
Progressive.
not like actual progressive woke, like white women woke.
From a pragmatic, practical level, that by itself and in and of itself does not lead to real change in any capacity whatsoever.
No, you're a cis dude that is really into they them pussy. Red flag. It's a red flag.
It actually means I'm pansexual, according to this college textbook from
Here's
2004.
Here's a cast iron. Get the fuck out of my house.
I got a free cast iron out of it.
That's something I would actually be excited about. Yeah, pansexual. Here's a cast iron. Oh, damn, nice. Where'd you get this from? This is grandma.
I just keep doing the same hack joke in all these non-binary rooms, and I keep getting cast iron pans. It's become a side business now.
I restore them and sell them on eBay.
I have a TikTok channel about restoring cast iron pants. It's amazing.
It's me and an Army E-Girl up there on the For You page.
The forbidden collab.
I restore Army E-Girl.
Problematic wood, though. Like, all context aside, right? We're not going to...
E-Girls. E-Girls are like the new goth girls.
I'm just saying, like, it's the military factor, too, right? Like, that's why it's a problematic.
Oh, right. The military part. Sorry.
The alleged military part, yeah.
Unconfirmed military part.
Well, let's talk about something else that's going on in Texas, because it's not just electoralism that's bad. It's not just corporations that are bad. Guess what? The state itself is pretty rotten, wouldn't you know it? We have a story about the Texas Family and Protective Services and the fact that 2 of their leaders are exiting the agency. That's right, everyone. Texas just can't seem to keep employees on any just statewide level when it comes to coordinating things with people specifically dealing with at-risk members of the community. In this particular case, children. Because for anyone who might not remember, like 6 months ago, when we were talking about that Texas Child and Family Protective Services case, where there was a worker on tape suggesting that a child try and become a sex worker in order to improve their living situation. And then that, of course, was a conduit for a larger investigation, where, when you know it, a whole bunch of kids that were being sex trafficked were then being abused in foster homes and other state-run facilities just across the state. It's basically such a bad situation that the top 2 people in Texas have had to leave. So that way then they can, I don't know, have the possibility of a job elsewhere in hopes of them getting hired before all of the shit fully hits the fan.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, it's
the Texas First Person Shooter Agency.
Oh God. No, that's our school system. Come on now.
Oh, sorry. You're right. That's why we want to privatize, because we can't let them participate in the
It's
public.
called school choice, huh? I don't care if you're auto, semi-auto. Fuck, you can be a flintlock for all I care. Just let me choose how I want my child to die in school.
I'm glad that a state agency that should be for public benefit is getting canceled like it's a business.
Yeah, how many employees do you think have left
because they're really going down the drain?
Yeah,
how many employees
have left this year? We're at the end of October right now, Zach. How many employees do you think have left the child welfare agency?
Oh, be a bad number, like 50 per month, so like 500 employees.
Yeah, that would be abysmal. That would be awful. That would be
Yeah.
insane. That would
Right.
also be incredibly low because the real number is 2,300. Yeah.
Wow, that's like 200 people a month. That's like so many people a day.
That's
You're just-
230 employees every month.
That poor HR lady is getting like 6 to 12 resignations each day.
Not just resignations, it's just people leaving,
Oh, they're like throwing their laptops at her desk as
Yeah, they're like,
walk
scrub
out the
this
door.
hard drive. No abuse happened, but scrub it anyway. All right, I got to bail.
Don't worry, no abuse happened. Fuck off.
Yeah, how many days into the year is October 25th? We'll see.
There's so I mean, it's good that they're resigning if all the managers that's so the problem is that like all the managers, the ones that are going to be left, the managers are the ones that were mishandling everything and like doing cover-ups. And like these are all unelected positions.
Oh, yeah, these are all unelected, people again.
Who the fuck is putting these people into office?
Well, wouldn't you know? By the way, the average is 7.7 resignations per day in this state agency. So
When you hit 6, you're like, oh, is there going to be one more? Is there going to be 2 more?
yeah, exactly. All right, 7 has happened. I'm going to call it a day. That just means there will be 9 tomorrow. God damn it. What
There are
an
only
influx.
so many packets that I can print out. The printer is dying.
The poor HR person. is
Half
just-
of our budget this month has gone to printing out the offboarding packet.
What do you mean they still get benefits? Fuck.
Oh my god.
Imagine how bad it is to leave a government job with benefits in 2022. Just like that is untold darkness that is existing within an agency.
26% annual turnover.
Yeah, let's go.
Oh my god, 26% in Harris, Montgomery.
That is a
Centeno.
NFL football team. Like that's the level of turnover that exists on our roster from year to year.
That's
So,
insane. 20% in like Lubbock area.
uh-huh. Yeah.
20% in like El Paso area. Yeah, like that's the lowest it gets. I would expect those to be like much better in like big cities to be much
Well, you
worse,
see,
I
it's
guess.
rural, Zach. So actually, they aren't investigating as many cases. So they're just missing more of the fucked up stuff that's happening. Is that good? Is,
That's
is that
true.
reassuring to you?
No. No. I'm
Yeah.
not reassured in the least.
Yeah.
This is Yeah, no, like the whole like the region, it's like oh, the average number of DFPS employees is like 500 and we've lost 100 people this year.
Again, I'm not going to say anything.
Look.
but
I'm just asking. When is the DFPS combine? The CPI, CCI, CPS combine. Surely, if what they're doing is protecting children, then surely they have to train against all the adult-sized individuals that are harming the children. Right?
Oh man, I'm just picturing a woman in a power suit doing a swim move and trying to break a 40 time. That'd be so great. This is not a great look, I think, for our Texas Attorney General when the thing which is all about helping kids has a 26% turnover rate. Not maybe a sign.
It's kind of like that thing where cops are like, "Oh my god, like police officers we're such poor babies because we have to see the worst of the worst people and deal with them every day." And then they're like, but I mean, the compensation package is pretty good. It's pretty nice. Have pretty nice guns and like a big vroom vroom vehicle. And then the CPS staff are like, fuck this shit.
Imagine librarians where every other like book that comes in is about a 4-year-old getting molested. Huh? How's your day going? Huh? How's that feel? That
why-
makes it feel great.
What if police budgets in Texas were instead spent on all the child protective staff? And like the DFPS got the budget, like the state DFPS got the same budget as all the state cops got.
You know, I wish I could say things would be better, but then we would just have like, I don't know, DFPS agents with guns, like thin blue line DFPS agents.
We're the thin
green. I don't know. Like,
what armbands do Child Protective Services wear when they kick down the doors again? Before you go to bed, referencing my little cheat sheet, like, all right, green is Child Protective, blue is police. Which one am I safe? Which one can I exercise my castle doctrine rights if they break down my door?
They didn't identify themselves as Child Protective Services when they came in. I opened fire on that fucking lunch lady of a woman that came in.
Look, if the Child Protective Service is doing no-knock raids, like, you gotta expect the gas.
They just raid. It's a drug den. Just obvious paraphernalia everywhere. But then they're just so focused. They're like, "Huh? Are you teaching your kids CRT? Huh? Is that what you're doing?"
Oh my god! What is this? Is this communist propaganda? It's literally just the latest Rush Limbaugh book.
We don't let that Bush era Republican speak for us in our grand state. This is heresy. How dare you?
Oh my god! It's David McCullough is the one. He did the series on all the founding fathers. It's just the big bookshelf of David McCullough books.
Great.
1776.
1881.
Oh God.
Don't know.
1812. John Adams. 1776. The Pioneers. Truman. The Wright Brothers.
Hell yeah.
The American Spirit. 2017.
I can just feel the manifest destiny just dripping off of this.
Mornings on Horseback. Which president's that about? Teddy Roosevelt.
Of course. Why does he get like the weird biography style title of what's going on?
That was in the 80s. Here's the 1970s. The Path Between the Seas. The creation of the Panama Canal. The Greater Journey.
Again, some romance novel bullshit is what's happening. If that's what's coming up here.
If you like your fanfic to be specifically about like the colonization of the Americas, then look no further than David McCullough. I mean, we're going back to Bush era. We're going back to Bush era nostalgia. Like, might as well bring out that Bush era, the Bush era blinders.
The Uncle Eric books speaking to me now. Yes, I can't wait. Fuck.
Hank the Cowdog is getting rewritten, and oh god, he's a MAGA Republican.
Hank the Cowdog believes in QAnon.
Hank the Cowdog patrolling the border.
Oh no! Oh god! Hank the Cowdog gives you advice on what to do when your legislative actions have in fact led to the death of 50 migrants inside a tractor trailer. Hank the Cowdog is now on war crimes against humanity. Hank the Cowdog has been put down, unfortunately.
No. It's Hank the Cowdog was left in his canine vehicle for 8 hours and the AC was not working, but his officer has been let off of all charges for allowing a canine officer to die.
The idea of Hank the Cowdog in the back seat trying to put a paw up. His last, just real wet, hot breaths as his soul is about to leave his body, just blaming the migrants for this entire thing, and then moving on, shaking off the mortal coil. Oh, okay.
There are so many actual stories about canine officers leaving their dogs in the cars and dying. That came and find the one that happened recently in Texas.
They thought they were cats. It's 9 lives, but they got it confused. That's their issue.
That's what really gets them. You know, how are the canine units supposed to
Yeah, it's 9. K9 lives, huh? What? How am I in the wrong? Said one officer. Well, hey, listen. We also got some voicemails and questions that we got.
Okay.
We actually got 4 of them. So,
All right.
yeah, we're gonna speed run these.
All right. 1, 2, 3, go.
Okay, all at once, reading them all at the same time.
Okay.
No, Kat asks, what do we do with cop/people and cop adjacent jobs/jobs that involve incarceration after abolition? What does that look like? Since Artemis is not here, since Dennis is not here, since other people who could probably give a rational, incredibly thorough answer are not here, I would like to propose the idea of they will be able to still flip burgers after abolition. That's what I think we can do with all of these cops.
If we raise minimum wage to $20, how bad could it be?
I mean, I would love to work at, or not work. I would love to visit a restaurant run by all former cops.
Oh no, that would be bad. It'd be like a
Oh, it'd be great because I
Rifle
wouldn't
Coffee
tip.
where they're all veterans.
I just wouldn't tip. I would be like, enjoy the $2.13 an hour, bitch.
Oh damn. It'd be like Black Rifle Coffee where they only hire veterans and they
Oh
actually
no,
pay
but
them
they're still
decent
paid
prices.
a living wage, so it wouldn't be $2.13 an hour. God damn it! God damn this
Because they actually
progressive utopia.
Because they actually respect them as individuals.
No, okay, fine. We gulag them.
Cops have true. Cops have usable skills, like they're
Like
surely-
organs, for example.
like yeah, exactly. Like what can't you do? The concept of like
Giant
low-
blood farm. This is Kelton's suggestion.
If you can go through training and you can drive a vehicle all day every day and not like just crash that vehicle haphazardly into other cars, then you can work at the expanded Houston Dallas train line. You could drive a train.
Oh no, we gotta give them jobs like in the Peace Corps. We send them out to the giant trash island, and that's floating out there. And then we say
the Gulf Trash Island, and we have them work on the trash island.
we give them one hefty sized trash bag, and we say clean it, and we'll be back in a year. No food, no other supplies. Lord of the Flies, but with cops on a trash island. That's my pitch. Then the strongest and the best cop we pick up.
I like it, and then he becomes one of our community defenders.
Oh no! I was again. That's where the blood bag, the blood boy,
Community defenders is the person that goes around and works for the sanitation department and picks up all the trash.
Oh, smart. I like
He's
that.
defending our community.
Perfect. I love it. This one is from Gwen. How do we begin deprogramming children from the propaganda they're regularly subjected to?
Ooh. By programming them with propaganda that they're not regularly subjected to.
Yeah. Give them lots of drugs. Have them experience ego death. Make them wonder if maybe they aren't the main character. Maybe the hero's journey doesn't apply to them. Maybe they're just part of like a vast community and network, and the goal is like to be connected to each other and to I don't know, give a shit for once.
Yeah, put them in VR chat for 12 hours a day.
Put them in the metaverse
for 60 weeks, and then see what happens.
Plug them into the Matrix pods, and then have them go. We still don't have legs yet. We were promised legs in the Matrix.
Oh, God. How do you begin deprogramming children? With
Media.
Literally
with propaganda.
Information. I mean, it's propaganda, but at the end of the day, it's like, what information what separates propaganda from like knowledge? At some point, it's all propaganda because there's no way that we can know something because we were not there firsthand, so we're trusting other people. Blah blah blah. Beyond that, it's like just access to information. Like somebody with YouTube and that knows how to Google things
will become a Nazi. Yes,
we
saw what happened with Kanye.
No, somebody with YouTube and Google that knows how to search for things and has a modicum of guidance that has like a parent to bounce things off of is going to be more powerful than any of the 17th century writers.
State-sponsored
Could ever wanna
leftist
be.
e-girl is going to be my answer. That's
Again, we've gone from like, wow, lightning is cool, to now running supercomputers that do quantum mechanics regularly in the past like 300 years.
But now we also get VR versions of Tony the Tiger with his Milk Run PC. So, you know.
And look, the amount of horsepower it takes to virtually interact with Tony the Tiger is falling each and every day.
Tony
So-
the Tiger today, linen tomorrow. That's my plan.
I like it.
Jim says, is there hope for socialist politics in the countries of the global north, or is the legacy of imperialism and the Cold War too powerful to move past? Jim, I appreciate your question. This is very meaningful to me.
I don't know if global north is a real thing. That sounds a little. I'm gonna cancel.
I mean-
I'm gonna soft cancel you for that.
I think we all know fucking white people that have taken over in certain areas. Like, I don't know.
No, I understand that it's like it is a legitimate thing, but still, it's kind of we're trying to not use all these imperialist designations to talk about people groups.
Oh, is
on
that
the
gets called out once, starts talking about actually the real imperialism is coming from the global south, which I define as all the brown people who disagree with me.
What, they want to come imperialize their riches back to the global south? How fair does that sound? What, are you going to come take the jewels out of the crown, out of the queen's crown? She's dead, okay? You
Oh,
can't cancel
shit.
her any further.
You already canceled the queen of old age. You canceled her of old age.
Is there hope for socialist politics? If you believe that like the conglomerate entity that are the major corporations that in existence right now could at some point implement socialist policies because it would benefit them. Yes, it is possible.
Will they issue
could recognize
reparations
that.
though? Absolutely not. Like,
Absolutely
let's
not.
Like, it
There's
will
also-
be the like from this point forward, we will be good, but we will not apologize for my actions as of 5 minutes ago when I murdered
Yeah.
your entire family.
It's also, there's not any one person making decisions. Like, those decisions are already wrapped into money-making algorithms. Those algorithms are put in place by, I don't know, the landlords we talked about last week that implemented the algorithm for all of their the apartments that they rent out, and then now they have washed their hands of the responsibility of making insane profits off of housing markets.
Yeah, the
And-
answer is going to come from destabilizing larger multinational corporations first, and then I think we can have some progress.
Yeah, we're not even talking about countries at that point. We're talking like if you could fly into space and then put on the the parasite vision, you would see just the giant maggots of
Northumbria.
I can't think of any defense contractors right now.
I don't know. Lockheed Martin, Raytheon.
Northrop Grumman, that's the one. Lockheed Martin right there. Yeah, you'd see them just like stuck like on the whole planet. Like, there's a lot more that needs to happen before like we even zoom into like country level politics, right?
Yeah, I think the short answer is it's too powerful to move past, really. And so the first steps that we can take would be trying to get corporations out of the way first, and then we can focus on the anti-imperialism aspect. Because, as you had mentioned before, Zach, everything's too intertwined in the moment. So
Yeah, you cannot build socialism on top of a bad. Like, you can't build anything on top of a bad foundation. And like, if your foundation is like, well, we're still gonna keep these blood-sucking entities alive,
We're still going to be fucking stacked. You hear me?
Could we have both a communist utopia while bombing every other country? Yes. We could, because there's enough money to do so. But the money that is going to bomb every other country is not going to be spent on the communist utopia, but it could be spent on bombing every other country.
Exactly. So unless we put all of the cops on the big trash island and then we bomb that to get rid of all of our bombs, then,
Then we'll be bombless and copless, and we'll be able to start over anew.
I'm not advocating for the genocide of the entire people group based on their occupation.
The
color of their badge. Yeah. the color of the piece of clothing they put over to cover up their badge number. Yes. That's
if they also wear white hoods, we could put them out there as well. I'm okay with that.
Sorry, Grandpa. It's time.
Look, Grandpa, we got to retire. We got to retire the clan robes in you.
Richard wants to know, why do non-vegan lefties only ever discuss the subject of veganism amongst themselves when they know full well that this is not how dialectics works? Vegan answers only, please. God damn it. Dennis isn't here, so...
That's true, so we can't speak on this. It's because vegan lefties are annoying, and so it's annoying to discuss veganism with them when their only answer is, oh, I do it because I have never shot a deer and skinned it in my life.
Yes, that is exactly why. They're annoying because they haven't thought, I want to see what that animal looks like without skin. That totally normal and rational thing. No, I think about it with one kind of animal, pigs. You know what I'm saying? But
I as a serious question, I guess
I don't think it's a serious question. Dennis,
I know.
Give us your answer. Give us your answer in post right here. This is a test for everyone to see if Dennis still listens to the end of these episodes. Dennis can add their answer in right now, and it'll be just incredibly thoughtful, just a wonderful bit of prose, something that will be humorous, and a great way to close out the episode. Dennis is putting it in right now.
You bitches really didn't think I was actually going to put something in here. Hi, everyone. It's Dennis. I'm on my iPhone. I'm not plugging in my mic for this because I'm feeling like that's more work than the boys pay me for. To answer the question, why do non-vegan leftists only talk about veganism amongst themselves when they know very well that this isn't how dialectics works? I actually think that a lot of people don't necessarily know how dialectics work. Gun to my head, I couldn't even tell you what dialectical materialism is, and I've read the definition at least 100 times at this point. But that's beside the point. I think what needs to be discussed regarding veganism and people on the left is that we can't lose sight of the labor that is exploited amongst people who work in the meat industry. This isn't to say that the same kind of exploitation isn't in the agricultural industry, but some of the most dangerous jobs for bodily health are in the meat industry. People come out of the like Tyson factories with PTSD because of the things that they have to see, or they lose limbs because of the machinery that they have to work with. The way that we process meat at such a high capacity now in the modern day is much, much different than the small scale butcher of, even maybe 50 years ago. It is a terrible industry, and it's bad for the environment. It's bad for the workers, and these companies that are basically monopolies that own basically all of the meat in the United States, like Tyson, are bad for the people, health-wise, and very many other aspects. So I think we need to look at the industry itself as something detrimental to humanity. not just from a compassion for animals and animal welfare, but also for humans and the rights of humans who are exploited. We tend to forget that a lot of these people are migrant workers. It wasn't very long ago that the owner of a Tyson plant called ICE the day after Thanksgiving, which is illegal, by the way, to call ICE on your own workers, and had them deported. If anyone wants to know more about the subject, I highly recommend watching Mexie on YouTube, Mexie. She talks about the necessity for human and animal liberation to help the planet, and to restore a lot of the to restore our environment. She also doesn't ignore the fact that a lot of hunting is part of indigenous culture, and understands that it's important to protect those practices because they are done far more sustainably than the way that we look at the meat industry today. Anyway, that's all I have to say. Back to you all.
Wait for it. Great answer, Dennis. Whoa. I mean, the way that you just found a way to explain that works out beautifully. What did you think, Zach?
I think that if non-vegan and vegan lefties can agree the way that Dennis is envisioned, then, anarchists and MLs can also one day agree and work together again.
It's amazing to think that response is going to be the thing that truly brings about left unity, because anyone who just takes a transcription of that, puts that down as an image, puts it as an overlay on anything, that is something that I think we can all feel aligned with. I can't think of a better note to go ahead and end this episode on. Can you, Zach?
It's so beautiful. You don't even need to go listen to the Patreon after this. Just bask in this feeling for the rest of the week, honestly.
Absolutely. It's such a great feeling. Don't forget to rate us 5 stars on iTunes and Spotify. Again, Patreon is available. Email us your own questions, again, psychicdolphingarage@gmail.com, or leave us a voicemail at 512-402-2089. In the meantime, bye, everyone.
Bye.
Amarillo by morning, up